Now let us see the reproductive systems of cockroach, both male and female we are going to see. First of all, we have the clear-cut anatomical difference that we see in a male and female cockroach, because these species, they show sexual dimorphism. First of all, they are dioecious, so you are going to find male and female differently. Secondly, you are going to see a clear-cut sexual dimorphism in it. That means a male cockroach would be larger in size than female, first thing. Second thing is that a female cockroach will not have these two anal styles as present in the case of male. You can clearly see this is a real cockroach picture where you have anal cirri in both the cases, but in case of male cockroach there are anal styles which are present. Now we are going to see the male reproductive system in detail, and you have to understand few things, you have to learn few things, what is present where. Now you see, as in the case of humans, we have two pairs of testes which are present, so is in the case of cockroach, and what we see over here is that what is the point of learning, that where these testes are present, between what segments they are going to be present. So you have to remember that between 4th to 6th segment there is a pair of testes which is present. Okay. Now when we study reproductive system, we see glands as well as the main site of formation of the gametes, that would be these testes only. This is the primary sexual gland, primary sex organ, and apart from that we have accessory glands which are present. We are going to see that. Now these testes, they are going to open up into these ducts which are known as vas deferens. They are tube-like structure. So the testes open up into the seminal vesicles through the vas deferens. Now these seminal vesicles, they are going to open up into ejaculatory duct, from where they open up into the ventral phallomere which is present, that is the opening, and this ejaculatory duct, from this ejaculatory duct the sperms would be given out. Now you have to remember a few things apart from these. As you can see these labelings, you see an ejaculatory duct, you see vas deferens, there are seminal vesicle, there is seminal vesicle which is present which stores the sperms for some time. The long tubules of the mushroom gland is present, there is a phallic gland that is present which is responsible for formation of a unit that controls that contains the sperms, and then we have these external genitalia which is left phallomere, there is a pseudopenis, this is titillator. These are all the external genitalia, you need not to remember them. The styles are present over here. You have to remember that there is a gonophore, that is male gonophore, which is present in ventral to the anus, that is anal opening, and it lies ventral to the anus. That gonophore is responsible for the secretion of sperms out of this reproductive system, and that is in continuation with the ejaculatory duct. So now apart from this we have mushroom glands which is present in 6th and 7th segment. Okay. Now in the 6th and 7th segment we have the mushroom glands. Now what is the purpose of this mushroom gland, and apart from this a small phallic gland which is present on the mushroom gland itself. The purpose of these two glands is formation of spermatophore basically. Now what is spermatophore? Spermatophore is a unit in which the sperms are stored. Now this spermatophore is released out during copulation. Now spermatophore is going to have few sperms inside it which would be joined together, not few, many sperms inside it which would be joined together, and when the copulation takes place between a male and female cockroach, it would be released out as it is from the ejaculatory duct through the phallomere. Now coming to the female reproductive system, what we have over here is that the spermatophore which contain the sperms, that has to come to spermatheca. Now what are spermatheca? Spermatheca are two pairs, they are present in the paired form. These spermatheca, the main fertilization site is these spermatheca, in which the spermatophore comes, it is having sperms, and there is the presence of eggs inside it. Okay. Now before that, that is the fertilization part, let's see what the anatomy is all about. Over here what you have to remember is that as we have spermatheca, we also have ootheca. Now, what is the purpose of ootheca? Ootheca has eggs inside it, okay? The developmental stages of the egg would be present in the ovary. Now, what is ovary? Ovaries are very huge, not huge, they are large in size as compared to the testes. These ovaries are present from 2nd to 6th segment, okay? And these segments are abdominal segments. Each ovary is composed of 8 ovarian tubules. 8 ovarian tubules form the each ovary, and inside each ovarian tubule there is the various developmental stage of the egg it goes through. Then these ovaries, they open up into an oviduct. Individually each oviduct comes and combines into the common oviduct that is present at around 7th segment, and that is known as vagina, the other name for that common oviduct. Towards the vagina there is a spermatheca before it opens into gonapophysis, that is the genital chamber. There is a genital pouch which is present, it has a genital chamber. There is vestibulum, that is the main part, and then there is gonapophysis from where there is gonopore, of course. This gonapophysis is the site where the spermatophores would come. They would come and unite with the ootheca inside the spermatheca, alright. So the ootheca basically has, it is what is ootheca? Ootheca is like spermatheca, the site, like spermatophores were present. In ootheca, you are going to find the eggs. At the stage, it could have 2 to 6 eggs which would be released out. That ootheca is a chamber-like structure that would be kept at the site of the wall crevices or wherever you would see that there are chances, supposedly you open up an old almirah of your house, there are chances that you are going to find some cockroach. So basically that ootheca would be released or it would be kept at some crevices, and from there the development would take place. So what is important in understanding the reproductive systems of both male and female cockroaches, where the main glands and the main sex organs are located, what are their locations in terms of segments, what are the various names, where the fertilization would take place, the gametes would be released in what form, each one, that was spermatophores, and then we had this ootheca which is being released, and once the fertilization has taken place, there would be a porometabolic development, that also you have to remember. Now what is porometabolic development? That is the nymphal stages. Cockroach does not grow directly into the adult cockroach. The nymph is there are many nymphal stages, almost 13 nymphal stages that the cockroach undergoes, and there is a close resemblance between the nymph and the adult. That is why it is different from larva, because larva is totally different. Metamorphosis takes place and larva changes into a totally different adult, but in the case of nymphs, the adult almost resembles the nymph, and one thing is missing, that is the nymph does not have wing pads and the adult cockroach is having wings, as you have studied. So this is all about the reproductive system of cockroach that you need to know. You need to know the glands which are present, you need to know the function of the glands that are present, where the gametes would be stored temporarily, how they would be released, and where the fertilization would take place, and how a new cockroach would be formed. Basically confine yourself to understanding of anatomy only, that would be better in understanding, and one by one you have to learn each and every system so that you get a clear understanding how the cockroach, that is just a cursorial animal going everywhere and giving a lot of chills to many people, how it works, what are the internal systems of the cockroach, how the external morphology divides into a typical example of arthropods.